All right, folks, before we begin today, I just want to say this game turns out to be very interesting and features not one, but two brilliant moves, according to the chess.com game analysis. If watching the game itself interests you, just keep watching. If it doesn't, look down into the timestamps and figure out where the post-game analysis is, and we can just sit down together and figure it out. All right, here we go.
Okay, folks, we are just getting started here, and there's like 1 minute until things start, so I'm a little frazzled, but we're gonna get there. I just need to fix something on my other screen here, and we should be good to go. And it already has the matchup, but I do want to go to the North American Corporate Chess League site and figure some of that stuff out. Here we go. Let's get this on your screen. And if we go to the pairing site, just to make sure that everything matches up, Deck versus Neil Edwards, 909, also 3 out of 4. Okay, and this guy has a similar rating to what we do on Lichess. He's about 60 points lower rated. Yeah, I can do math. Well, we're an E4 player, and it's just before 5 p.m. It's about 30 seconds ahead of time. So we should be able to play our move, and then when he comes back, whenever he plays his move, time will start. Otherwise, his clock will start going down. Oh, a Sicilian. Wonderful. Well, let's see if we can get our Smith Morra going. Here, please take. If we get one of these, then we gotta go here, and he jumps forward, and we get to go there, and it's a whole thing. Okay, that already seems wrong, but fine. I know this is in my book, but I haven't studied it yet. We can take a moment here to figure this out. And at some point after I make a move, I'm going to have to sprint and go to the restroom. I'm coming directly from something else. And then I sat down, booted up, and got started, just because I didn't want to be late. So we have bishop takes. We have knight takes. This bishop is eventually going to come out. Playing bishop here, eventually we want the bishop to be on c4, so that's a little bit annoying. Also, this pawn still being here makes it hard for us to develop our knight. But it does give us a typical like Morra Gambit setup on the d5 square. I probably just want to play bishop takes and the knight here. Let's do that. Bishop takes, knight here, castle, and then we can start to do our stuff. We can go here and there. The only trouble is that we have trouble getting our bishop onto the c4 square. Oh, but you know, that's what happens when you play in an opening that you're still learning, is you have to figure it out sometimes. Okay, this is pretty typical. This knight still comes out. If we can get there, then we're basically in the same position, but we have a pawn that we wish we didn't. Okay, e6 and a6, pretty typical for a Sicilian, and I still think we're going to castle. And then we can get here. The only trouble is I think we might have to... Knight a3 doesn't really give us what we want. I think at that point we probably will just push this bishop, but let's castle first. So we push, takes. We can play knight takes. And then we're threatening to, well, not exactly win the queen, but something of that nature. The other thing we can do is just start pushing here. If we go to our bishop here, it doesn't particularly help us. We can go queen e2, rook d1. That's a pretty typical setup. Just that the bishop's in the wrong place. Queen e2, rook d1 seems pretty attractive. So does this, so we can get our knight into the game, because this knight just isn't controlling anything. But if we go there, then this bishop sucks. So I think queen e2 is the more flexible move. And we still have plenty of time. Plenty of time. Knight bd7. What's he aiming for? This square? We can solve that by playing bishop e3. So if we go there, and then takes. I want to play rook d1 first. This is the kind of thing where we can back our bishop down to c2, and it's as though we played here, here, and here with an extra tempo, basically. Normally you do eventually see stuff there where you have to move your bishop back, then the knight comes forward and you have to move your bishop again. So let's play rook fd1. And again, finding a way to get this knight out and into the game is going to be an important problem for us. Although things like here, just too far afield from the center. Maybe here and here. If only I could jettison this pawn. Okay. Here, normally we would play there. We can't do that. We can set up this pin, which seems attractive. If it pushes here, then we can go there. Also pushing the bishop here induces this trade, which then our opponent's going to be able to castle. They just don't have a lot of space. Yeah, the queen getting off this diagonal. If we go here and bishop there, then maybe we go bishop f4, now lining up the pin. But then we just helped our opponent develop with tempo. If we go here and there, and then here, then we might see something like this. But even then, we're fine, and we can come back. Let's start with bishop f4. We don't really fear this. Just getting this pin. This pawn is still here and totally fine. At some point we can push e5 if we want to. There's 1, 2, 3 defenders. There's 1, 2, 3 attackers of this base. Okay. So knight takes, pawn takes. But we can also just play bishop c2. And that allows our queen actually to get, or our bishop to get a check in at some point if we want it to. If we go here, knight takes, queen takes, pawn push here. Yeah, it's all fine. Queen taking on f3 is something that happens in certain lines. Again, if we take, pawn takes, bishop can't take because queen here. So let's just play bishop c2. We don't want to give up this bishop. The light square bishop's pretty important. Which is kind of surprising given that their equivalent bishop kind of sucks, but yeah, that's the thing that happens. N.A. Edwards. While we wait for a second, this is Neil Edwards from Accenture Federal. Interesting. Anyways, back to this point. I've been happy with our time usage. I know we're only 10 moves into the game and we've used a little over 3 minutes. But that means if we get to 50 moves is when I would run out of time, and there is an increment. So I think that this is the kind of thing that we want to make. So now if we go here, like if we take and take, then when we go here with check, if this bishop comes out, we have the opportunity to take and force the king out. So if this check comes, they have to play here. Given that that's the case, we might want to play c4. Then if knight takes, then we can play knight takes, knight here. That does free up this pawn, but I think we're pretty okay with that actually. The other option we have is playing knight here, but that doesn't really. Knight a3 might be the thing. My opponent's problem is none of these pieces have moved. Okay. My opponent's trying to get ready to castle. So now if I go bishop here, he's going to go bishop there, so then I can't double the pawns. That's the downside of him playing bishop f4 instead of bishop g5. Check here. So we go here first, knight takes. That's attacking this pawn. So if I do move here and this check happens, then I have to come back because my queen is staying here. How's this knight going to get into the game? If I go knight here and then I go bishop check, when this happens, I can play knight takes. Knight takes, check. So actually, yeah, I think knight a3 is the correct move here. This is hard. This is very hard. But it's fun. Yeah, so now this becomes a threat. Sacrificing the knight in order to get the pin is what we want. Although I think we have to start with knight takes, then bishop check here, knight takes, threatening the queen. Okay, so now, okay, interesting. So knight takes, bishop takes, pawn takes. It also just blocks this check, which is kind of annoying. So rook ac1 is like the other reasonable move there. The thing we can do is we can play b4, b5. Yeah, getting to this square is good. Like if my knight could be perched here, that would be useful. But I don't want to go there. If I go here, this happens, takes. The pin is very threatening, but we are down material in that context. But his king's in the middle of the board. If there's some way to rip the position open, we should consider it. Takes. Does rip the position open, but like, what's my follow-up? Here, bishop here. Yeah, then again, we're winning. Although if bishop takes, yeah, if we allow this move to come, like if we allow an extra tempo, that's going to be rough. I like to go somewhere like here and sacrifice. I'm not seeing it. Rook ac1 seems meek. So let's see. If takes and pawn takes, And do we just back our bishop up to like bishop e3? Yeah, I think we're gonna play knight takes here. I can't calculate everything, but it seems correct. And then knight takes, bishop takes, pawn takes, check, bishop here, takes, so that doesn't work, yeah. So bishop takes, pawn takes, check, here, knight takes, queen moves somewhere, then I've just won a pawn, and I can threaten this check. Bishop takes, pawn takes, check, here, knight takes, pawn takes, bishop here, bishop takes, check. King moves somewhere, I guess, and I'm up material. So yeah, bishop check seems correct. So knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes. Now what happens if bishop here right away? Oh, then we just take the queen. Duh. And the queen has to keep contact with this square as well. If the queen tries to go, yeah, you can go here, here. I guess if the queen goes there, that's a problem for me. Although no, it's not, because then it's double check. Yeah, that is spooky for you, my friend. Oh man. Yeah, so if he doesn't take the knight, then I can just play double check. And then your king has to come up. Brutal. Brutal. Yeah, I think we just have to give up and recognize we're going to the bathroom after this game. We're going to have to hold it for 20 more minutes. Ugh, ugh. Yeah, I hope this is right. The other thing is, you think you'd want to play bishop takes here, but we do have the option of playing queen takes. I'm very curious to see what the engine says here. I'm so tired. I worked out so hard today, guys. My trainer had me do resisted and then assisted movements. So like, for example, we did trap bar deadlifts, and then after that we did assisted jumps where you like pull on something while you're jumping. So first you're making it too hard to like move your legs up, and then immediately you switch over to like, I have the extra boost, this is easy. And oh boy, was that hard. Yeah, what does my opponent do here? Like, what is the queen gonna go here? And again, double check, and that's actually double check mate. The queen goes here, double check. Actually, maybe this, double check. Because then it steps here. Yeah. All right, so let's calculate. Bishop takes, bishop here, bishop takes. And I've won a piece and the king is moving. Queen takes, bishop here, rook takes. Rook takes, yeah. Bishop takes, king steps up. And at least he's up material. Queen here, king steps up. Queen here, king steps up, rook here, bishop takes, queen takes, queen takes, bishop takes, king takes. Yeah, so what happens if he steps up? How do I solve that problem? I think we do start with bishop takes. Yeah, and just remembering that he can step up is brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. We still have threats there. We can play our queen over, we can move our rook up, bishop takes, queen takes, and then move our rook over if we want. We have given up a little bit of material. But only 2 pawns for a piece. I think we're going to play bishop takes here so that this isn't hanging. And then if the king steps up, we can figure that out next. Obviously, if bishop takes, then we just win all his material. Yeah, that just hangs the bishop for no reason. Yeah, queen here doesn't solve any problems. Yeah, queen here or queen here seem like the best ways to try and get in. Yeah. So now if I go queen here, first of all, this bishop isn't moving, so I have time. Like I can do stuff. I could even play just rook here and rook here. I could play queen here, getting ready to play this, and attacking this pawn if this happens. I think I want to play here though, because if pawn push, then I can play here with mate, right? Yeah. And then once I go here, then I can go there. Then when this happens, I can just come back. Yeah, I think this is the move. And if this bishop ever goes anywhere, then again we can still just take it. So queen h5 feels like the right move, and we just have to remember not to get back rank mated. Yeah, queen h5, something like the bishop comes here, then he can try and trade some stuff off. But again, his king is just naked. Here, somewhere like bishop there, we play check. Actually, bishop there, then we play check and win his queen. So he can't move his bishop. You can't move your king forward. Suicide. And among other things, I can go here. There. Here. Spooky. There must be a way to transform this, but this is really hard. Still, I'm excited. Okay. I want to go check here. Oh, then I can't take there. If I go check here, can't step in, can't go there. Then we probably have to, at least here, none of this comes with tempo. We have to move our rook up and get ready to sack one to win the other. Can't take here because of this. Can't step forward because of that. And he does start to get his bishop into the game, which is impressive. Let's start with here. Check. Or, yeah, can't go back. But then his king is stuck here, so. Check. Yeah, I didn't see g6 as a resource. Impressive. Still going to be hard to get your king safe. So now rook d3 is my opponent's threat. Moving their bishop anywhere doesn't really help them that much. Now I can threaten to go rook d3, and then I threaten to go here, and then this, winning the queen. Rook d3 feels right compared to the other options. This queen's kind of sidelined, which is unfortunate. It's okay, we can always play this when that time comes if we need to. Start by playing rook d3 here, here. Rook d3. Gotta be careful though, this bishop, if we go rook d3. Doesn't run completely out of squares, but it does get a little hard. Rook d3, rook here. Oh, then we just play there. The nice thing is there's no way to attack like on this on the diagonal and this on a rank at the same time. Like something like this doesn't hit the rook. Although honestly, all we have to do is protect this, because this is protecting that. This is a fascinating game. So now here, queen moves somewhere. Rook check, bishop takes, rook check, rook takes, bishop takes, king takes here, threatening the rook in the corner and the bishop. Doesn't quite work yet. We can start with this though. We might as well force him to move that queen somewhere, because some places are better than others. The other thing is we don't have to go here. Play like rook here and threaten that. And luckily he can't target this pawn. I can just go here. We are gonna have to find a way for this queen to get back in the game. Probably here? There? Here? A little hard to say. Because where's this king gonna go? So rook check, rook takes, check, bishop takes, king takes. I'm just down a rook. And a piece for 2 pawns. But I do have the option of playing here or there, so no huge qualms in either direction. If I go here, yeah, there's no secondary threat there. And same if I go here, like no real issues. And then I have time to maneuver my queen back around and over, right? If I go here, well, then that brings the option of doing something like this, which is nice. This is a fascinating game. C4, just leaving this pawn hanging. Who cares about the material? Let's go C4. C4 feels more correct than A4. Again, if this rook can't move. This position is fascinating. It's hard to believe this person's only rated 900, but you know, I guess that's just how the cookie crumbles. Terrible. I've only got 2 minutes left. Time to move a little faster. Which is like, what piece can he constructively move here? Probably bishop here to get the rook out. The thing is, I can now go rook f3, targeting this pawn. Also go here, if we see one of these. I don't see, I mean, you can't take because I just take here. Here, targeting this pawn, then we just see that. The question is, why can't I just like go here? Takes, rook takes, and then we get our check, which is nice. Yeah, here. Takes. Check. Go back, then I get to win your queen. You can't step up. So yeah, this might be the move. Here, and if your bishop moves, then I just get to play the check. Anyways. Please don't be hanging anything stupid. But we don't have that much time, so we do need to keep moving. Feisty. Feisty! This position is very difficult. It's unclear to me whether or not these are gonna make good videos or not. But they are fun games to play. My heart rate is elevated. I'm gonna sleep so hard tonight. I have to be careful though, because I'm like not quite back rank mated here, but it's pretty close. But concretely not yet a problem. So if I do get back rank mated, know that I saw it coming, kind of. Yeah, I was wondering why he went here, but does he want to play queen takes here and then like checkmate at some point? That doesn't work right now, but okay. So rook takes, rook check. One legal move, rook check, win the queen. Rook takes. Let's find out if I'm wrong. And if not, I picked up a free bishop and now I'm just up 2 pawns. And if I do anything to consolidate, then I'm fine. We don't have to continue to look for a mate. We're doing okay. Just trying to plug in my work laptop here because people say funny things in the work chat. And while I cannot relay that to you here, it's still neat. So what does he just have to move his rook somewhere? But then, again, like there's no... I don't understand what this move did, by the way. What hell has been wrought here? So now can't I just do this? And then that? Don't understand. So I'm going to go here. Rook takes, rook takes. I get this check in. Then I'm just down in exchange for no reason. But I can just go here, threaten this. Then if stepped here, then I can get my queen involved in the action. Yeah, so I think here's the right move. And just again, don't get back rank mated. I think I could have just gone there. Foolish of me. No, because then he just steps over. Now here, I go there. Here, this can come with check. Yeah, I do probably just want to play. Oh, I can't, actually. Get check, he goes there. Then what? Only have a minute left, but plenty of time. Plenty of time. At some point we'll probably play h3 or king f1. As long as the queen doesn't get on the square, we're okay. This rook is holding him on by a thread. Yeah, so now we're just up 2 pawns, which is nice. If we see this, then we probably have to play king here or something, or this. Which again, fine. You can have the 2 pawns back. I'll take this pawn in exchange for this setup, especially with your king here. But it is dangerous. And our opponent continues to think. Okay. He just steps in directly. King here, king here. Okay, check. He steps further over. Takes. And my queen's getting in. Let's play h3 to start. I just don't want to get back rank mated. Again, if this rook moves anywhere, I get this check in. It's lights out. Doesn't that just give up a rook, though? Or give up a bishop? Yeah, now I'm just up a piece. I can be like up in exchange for 2 pawns if I want instead. Just sacrifice the rook to open the king up more. But I don't even think I have to do that, though. Start by getting our queen into the game. Don't have to be materialistic here. To go there, to go here. Well, that's fine. I just go here. All connected. Yep. So now we infiltrate. I get my queen there. Rook's defended. This is a good game, Neil. I enjoyed it. Queen goes there. Probably queen comes here. Check. King steps up. Why not check? King goes here and mate. Oh, good game. Oh, jeez. Oh, that was stressful. That was rough. Let's go to the analysis board. Yeah. Yeah, I did have an advantage here. It just wants me to double up here. Huh. So apparently this plan is fine, but I need to play b4? What? Okay. At most I gave up a 2.5 advantage. But I just continue to play with the initiative. So what happens if instead he just stays there and takes here like he's supposed to? If I play takes, check here, wins the queen, but I'm getting back range mated, that's why. Okay. But then we end up in this position, and now, oh, accurate. Oh, rook c6, nice.
You're home?
Yeah, I'm playing in the North American Chess League.
Nice.
For corporate stuff.
When does that
I'm recording. It goes until 6:30, and then we have that meeting with that person, right?
They're coming at 6.
Well, we're gonna have to win that second game real fast, then, aren't we? Okay.
I can give them the internal tour.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'll try and be out soon. Thanks.
All right, folks, here we go. That was a fascinating game. Very happy to have been able to play it. So let's step through together and figure it out. So e4, c5, d4 takes, and c3. This is the Smith-Morra Gambit. And normal responses are to take or to play something like knight f6. I think those are the only 2 regular responses. My opponent played d3, which was new to me. And it turns out that this is not a completely new move. This is something that is actually reasonably popular at the top level, though it's not the most reputable. So I play bishop takes d3. Now the most common lines here are d6, a6, and knight c6, and my opponent plays the fourth most popular move and also the fourth best move, e6. Now it turns out, according to the Lee Chess Master database, this is not where we go out of book. So I play knight f3. I'm trying to basically develop as normal in a normal Smith Morra. You see takes here, then you might see something like e6 here, and then according to what my opponent does, then you'd see a6, you'd see bishop here, and then my opponent has wasted a tempo somewhere here. So I suppose, what's a good move to give them? I suppose they'll play d6 here. So then we would play castles, and like this would be the normal setup that we'd be looking for. And we're basically repeating that, but with slightly different moves. So when we get to this position, I'm trying to figure out what to do. And in the Smith Morra, the normal way to set up here is to put your queen on e2 and your rook on d1. And then you'll figure out whether or not your bishop belongs on e3, f4, or g5. And your knight should theoretically already be on c3. And then you'll move your other rook to c1. So you would see, you know, here, there, here. This would already be here, and you'd see rook c1. So you'd have rook, rook, queen, and then a knight and a bishop here, here, here. One of the three. So I say, okay, well, why don't we do that? And I play queen e2, and my opponent plays knight d7, and it turns out we're still in book according to the Lee Chess Master database, and I play rook d1. And according to the Lee Chess Master database, and according to the engine, the best move here is knight g f6. So here. And then we would probably play some pin along here or something. But my opponent plays queen c7, which is not uncommon in these Smith Morra things, and now we are on our own. Now, the computer likes two different things in this position. It likes knight bd2. It likes a4. And a4, we'll understand later, it prevents my opponent from playing b5. So if we play a4, we see b5. If we see takes, oops, free rook. So that's why a4 is attractive. And knight bd2, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it wants to play c4 and get our knight over here. Couldn't exactly tell you. But I play in more enterprising fashion. I play here. I would like to see this pin against the queen. That in general is what we're looking for. My opponent plays knight e5. And I believe that my response here... No, my response here is fine, which is to play bishop c2 and preserve this bishop. The computer slightly prefers this and just says, ha, look at your dumb doubled pawns. And I can understand that. That seems fine. I play bishop c2, however, trying to sort of keep this bishop. Perhaps we can reroute to b3 and be along the diagonal that we like. The computer's saying, why don't you just trade here? Which my opponent could. But my opponent plays knight f6, and I play knight a3, which, again, the computer does not like. It wants me to play either one of these takes, again, here, here, and here, and just say, lol, look at these double pawns. I own the file here. You aren't castled yet. I'm going to be able to get my pieces in, no problem. In fact, I can even probably push c4 at some point and put my knight on the square that belongs on. But I decide to play knight a3, one, to support this push, and two, because eventually I want to be able to make use of the b5 square, and the knight from a3 controls that as well as from c3. So I play knight a3, which the computer doesn't love it, but okay. We've gone out most of our advantage, but not all of it. My opponent plays knight fd7, and yeah. So I think in this position we're still doing fine, and it wants me to play bishop g5, which oh, no, it doesn't. It does, in fact, want me to play knight takes. And then d takes is better. Actually, d takes and knight takes are about the same. Knight takes, and now it wants me to play rook d4, which I cannot for the life of me tell you why it wants to do that other than perhaps to pile up against this pawn. Fair enough. Yeah, in fact, that's exactly what it wants. Here, bishop d7 here, and then like how are you continuing to protect this pawn? At some point, I'm going to do this, and we're gonna have an accident here. But that's not what I do. I continue to trade here and here, and I've got this nice open file, which is great. And now I play a move that the computer does not completely agree with. In fact, the computer thinks that this is totally equal. But I play bishop a4 check, and I saw this immediately. Now, there's only one good move for my opponent here. If they play here, oops, the rook is defending. So that's no good. That just loses a bishop. You can step up, which is what my opponent eventually had to do. But instead, my opponent plays b5. And I can, in fact, step back because my opponent, I mean, first of all, I could just take with the pawn. But even better, I could just play this check now. And there's nothing obstructing. So now my opponent has the same two terrible decisions to make. However, I play with the computer, so in low depth, the computer does not like this move. In high depth, the computer says that this is the best move, and that is knight takes b5. This is the first brilliant move that I've played, and my opponent has only one response. If they just leave the, if they just leave this here, like for example, my opponent plays here, then I can do several things. It's telling me to play knight a7 check to take this bishop, which is funny. So here, and then this check comes. Queen takes c8, and I can play several things. It wants me to play queen e3, which is a little weird, but I would probably first take this. Takes, and now I have a queen and a rook versus a rook, a bishop, and a rook. So I'm very mildly up material, but like it's gonna be very easy to push this queenside. Anyways, so my opponent does take, and I take with the bishop, which is fine, and my opponent plays the only reasonable move, which is king e7, and I play queen h5, which is not the best move in the world, but we're doing okay. So for a little bit now, my opponent's going to have the advantage, but it's going to be difficult for them to defend properly. So my opponent plays g6, which is the second best move according to the computer. Best move is actually rook b8, forcing me to do something about this bishop. c4 and a4 are the best responses, as they would be in most other positions. However, my opponent plays g6, and I play queen h4 check, which the computer does not like. And my opponent plays f6 now. And in this position, it wants me to play either here or here. Or here. One of the three. But it wants me to support this bishop so nothing can happen, and I can move my rooks pretty freely. Or it wants me to get my queen to a position where it's going to be able to get back into the game. But I don't do that. I say, okay, let's line up on this file. Which a computer does not love. Apparently, now this is some threat because it's attacking this pawn and attacking this bishop. So there's nowhere I can go that defends both of these. So even if I do something like this, this is... Well, that's not coming because my queen is defending. Oh, but it doesn't like this because of this. So now I'm just getting mated. Right. Okay. That is fair. I didn't see any of that. Neither did my opponent. My opponent played rook a7, which doesn't do much. So it wants me to play a4 now to sort of prevent this set of shenanigans. I do not. I play rook ad1 because I've got a plan. And my opponent now needs to play rook takes a2 and just not live in any fear. My opponent does not do that in the slightest. Now my opponent plays queen b6. Which, if I play here and then this happens and then I take, now they're not taking my rook. So like obviously, as compared with previously, this doesn't work. But I play c4, which is very marginally worse. And then my opponent plays rook c7. And now I play two good moves in a row. Two very good moves in a row. I'd like to go in here, but I can't. But what I can do is sneak in the back way. Just there's nothing defending your back rank. And I can go here if I want. So, for example, if my opponent makes some sort of nothing move, if I go here, then there... Why did I think that this was going well for me? Why does this say it's a draw? I don't know. So if here... Oh, it wants me to do the same thing I did in the game. So my opponent goes there. I go here. My opponent plays h5, actually, which is a decent move. And then I play another brilliant move, which I explain in the game, but the computer just goes, it's unlikely that people would see this. Most people would just play queen g3 or queen h3 or something and try and get back over here to build up more pressure. But I said, aha, if you take here, I take there, I get to play this check, and that's obviously going to be good for me. So first of all, if you just go here, I can go there, takes and takes, and I am again up material, and your king's in a dumb position. Which is probably what I would have done. However, there is a maiden 4 here, which if you'd like to find, you are welcome to find right now. All right, for those of you that found it, congratulations. I sound like a god Mador. And for those of you that didn't, queen takes f6. You have to give up your queen. And then bishop c5 check. What? Oh, that's my opponent's move. The styling rook d4 check. Rook c6 and checkmate. The crisscross pattern here is immaculate. Nonetheless, I play that, and my opponent recognizes that would lose their queen, and plays rook a7 instead, and I play rook d8, which is not the best move. It's a mild inaccuracy. The best move is queen h3 to be able to swing over, but fine. King f7 is played. I play h3 to not get bank rake mated. Bishop g7. Which allows me to trade, which the computer loves. And then rook takes a2, which I don't care about. Queen g3 now to start to get over. King g7. And rook e8 is the best move again. King f7, but now my rook is defended, so I don't care. I suppose my opponent could sack and then take here, but then I'm just up a queen for a rook, so why would they do that? King h2 is apparently the best move, which is pretty funny, but I play queen d3. My opponent plays g5, which doesn't do anything, and now it is the simple mated 3 that I played in the game. Queen d7, king g6, rook g8, king h6, and queen g7 checkmate. So if we take a look at the game review here, first of all, the game score 79.4 versus 64.4. So this was complicated for both of us. It was unlikely that we're going to play a bunch of good moves here, but you'll see 2 brilliant moves. My opponent played 0 and a great move. And I played no blunders and just a few mistakes and inaccuracies, and my opponent played a couple of blunders. So I felt very, very good about that, especially this sacrifice that we see here. I felt excellent about, and the fact that not only did I play rook d8, which was excellent, but I played rook takes c8, seeing the tactic, which, given how low I was on time, is pretty impressive. All right, I think that's all I've got for you guys tonight. It's Saturday night right now, so I'm going to go edit this video and then upload it so you guys will have it on Sunday morning. But I hope you're all doing well, and I'm going to edit this, and then perhaps I'll find the time to do Game 6 so I don't have to do anything during the week. Appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the next one.